Okay guys, I just wanted to make a quick video on fulfilling your masculine role or embracing it, and most importantly, and the point of this video, is calling women out on their bullshit. I feel like I've got some good cleavage going on with this top. It looks a bit stretched, to be honest, but I was just cleaning up the house. I got the carpet in actually underneath this podcast table, and some curtains are going up in the next couple of days, so it's really going to soften up that echo. It's going to be great. But it's calling women out on their bullshit. And it's something that I've just done naturally since I was very, very young. I remember when I was when I was like 20, 21 years old, I had this like 19-year-old girlfriend who was just a problem. She'd just been spoiled all her life. She was beautiful, to be fair. But she'd just been spoiled all her life, and every guy had like done everything for her, including her dad and stuff. And her teachers at her college were trying to fuck her as well. Like, it was just, they were giving her good grades because of this. It was a nightmare. And she was massively spoiled. And I remember we were driving to the cinema and she was just giving me shit all the way. And I was just getting so fucking annoyed. She was just being like a drama queen, an absolute diva. And I remember I just had enough. And I've always had this like natural alpha instinct inside of me where I just stopped. I just looked at her and I was like, look, just shut the fuck up. I was like getting on my nerves. I was like, people have done stuff for you all your life because you're pretty and you've got these nice big fucking eyes. I was like, they don't realise how much of a bitch you really are. I was like, under the surface. I was like, a pretty face is short-lived. I was like, with that disgusting personality, I was like, I don't want a part of it. And I was like, look, you can sit in the car, whatever, I'll lock it up. I was like, I'm gonna go and watch a movie on my own because I want to watch it anyway. So as I like got to go out of the car, she like grabbed my arm, like pulled me back in the car and started kissing me like she wanted to fuck. And she was just saying to me, she was like, let's drive over there, let's go around the corner, let me fuck and whatever. And I was just like, no, I don't want to. I was like, I want to go and watch the movie and whatnot. But it's just so crazy because I was pissed off with her. I was like, it's getting on my tits. And the relationship didn't last long after that. But it's just crazy that like women react in that way. I do this consistently as well. Like I'll start talking to a woman and she'll just say stuff like, here's two different scenarios, okay, that I've actually had this month. This one girl that I was talking to was just like, hey, yeah, I guess. Right, and I was like, look, I've got to stop you there. I was like, this isn't high school. We're not challenging each other to see who's the coolest in the class. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I said something like, I'm a 29-year-old man. I'm past all that bullshit. I'm actually trying to meet somebody decent. I was like, yeah, you're pretty and whatever, but if there's no substance, I'm going to have to cut this off. I was like, so either up your game or I'm just ending this conversation. And she was just like, I'm so sorry. I've been really stressed lately. Like, this is how women respond. No, it's not always. I've had women go, oh, fuck you. Right? So, but I don't want a part of a woman like that anyway. I want a submissive woman that's going to be like, kind of, yes, sir. Like, I'll up my game. Do you know what I mean? There's not many men like you. I'll up my game. I'll try and do what you want me to do. I think, it's important. And there's another girl that I was talking to. She was just like, yeah, okay, whatever, like trying to play it cool. And then I was like, what are you doing like 2 weeks time on the Friday? She's like, don't know yet. I was just like, right, I've had enough of this, getting on my tits. So I just went, okay, let me decide for you. I was like, we're going here, we're going to meet at this time. I'm coming, I'll drive down to you. I was like, we're going to do this, do that, whatever. I was like, just be there at this time and look pretty. And she was just like hearting all the messages, just loving it. She was just like, okay, this is exactly what I wanted. Like a masculine man who's going to take the lead. And you'd be shocked, guys, okay? So many guys, we all get taught in high school and whatever, and we get taught by our mum mainly, bless her. Like, treat women with respect, be nice, be kind, whatnot. And that can still, be apparent. Like, we've somehow developed this, like, toxic culture in the modern era now. You got to treat women like shit. Like, this, it's not the case, right, guys? It's not the case at all. But you've got to be the masculine leader. You've got to have that cut-off point. Like, women are looking for daddy too. I've said this a million times before. Somebody who can put them in their place and call them out on their bullshit. Like, that's unacceptable. You can't do that, okay? That sort of thing. They go, oh, whoa, fuck, this is a proper man. This is somebody I can stand up to. And this is what so many guys are missing in this generation is like I said, with the mum effect, the school effect and whatnot, they kind of look at women and they go, I don't want to upset her. I don't want to say something I shouldn't say. If I say that, I'm going to fuck it up. Shit, I can't mess this up because she's beautiful. She's got a nice pussy, nice pair of tits, whatever. You've got to be willing to cut her off at any time. This is how I live, okay? This is how I live. This is how I think I do so well with women. is that obviously there's improvements that I've made along the way as well, and that really helps. But once I've met them, this is how I think I do so well, and I always stand out with them, is like she doesn't reply for 3-4 days, and I'll be like, well, it's unacceptable. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, every single, like she'll say something like, oh, sorry, like I only just saw this message, and I'll be like, every woman in the world sits with their phone 24/7. Like if I crept up behind you right now, your phone would be less than a meter away from you. I can guarantee it. So you didn't just see the message, you saw it immediately, okay? So don't play fucking games, right? And I'll be like, I'm not the type of guy to chase a woman. Like I'll try once, I might try twice. Third time, if you want to meet me, you got to let me know. You got to message me because I'm too busy. I'm not the type of guy to chase. I've just got too much pride to just do that shit. So like, that's the situation now. I'm not angry. I'm not going to treat you like shit. But just show me the same respect. I've tried twice. Third time, if you want to meet, it's on you. And just leave it. Like, oh, she's pissed off. You're never going to see her again. I don't care. I don't care. That's the thing. There'll be another one, whatever. Like, she's lost. It's her loss. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the way I look at it. It's like there's another young, pretty woman. But how many guys are on that level that I've managed to get to? And that's the way you got to treat guys. You got to be willing to cut every woman off at any point when they step out of line. And one thing that they'll massively value about that over everything else is that you weren't judging them on their beauty. You weren't worried about losing a piece of pussy because of the way she acted. Okay, which says to her that you valued personality over beauty. You value personality over sex and whatnot. You've said, no, I need something more. I'm gonna judge you based off your character and whatever. And it just fucking works wonders, okay? And this is what these women want. They want that masculine father figure. They want daddy too. They just want you to step up and just be like, that's unacceptable. Change your ways. You better up your game, otherwise I'm going to leave. Like these kind of ultimatums where you've got respect for yourself. You have good morals that you hold yourself to and her. And then once they see, and this isn't even game, this is just lifestyle, okay, guys? I don't like that game stuff. This is just normal daily life. You should do this with men, business interactions, fucking family members, stuff like that, especially women. And as soon as you respect yourself and you gain respect in a scenario, the woman's going to respect you, which means she now wants to fuck you. And if the guy she's with or the current guy she's dating or whatever, if he doesn't have those same standards, she's going to lose respect for him because she's going to associate you as being higher than him, okay? And personally, this is why I think I do so well with women when I don't, like I look better now, I can understand that, right? But even back in the day when I looked like a spud face, I still do really well with women, and I think it's because they always saw me as like a leader, like an alpha, like the way I spoke to other guys, my body language around them, my body language around the women, the way I was just like aloof to most things, and I didn't put it on, it was just completely natural, where, like, oh, you'll never get to see me again, and I was like, if that's the way you're going to react, then I'd be happy not to, because I don't want that kind of stress in my life, or the way you did that was disgusting. I don't like the way you treated that guy. I never want to see you again. And then next thing you know, they're turning up at your house in lingerie and a trench coat. Do you know what I mean? They're just like desperate to get back in your life. They're like, please don't leave me. Because you're the only guy who's ever said, fuck the sex, fuck the beauty, fuck the fact you've got a nice tight little pussy. I would rather have a decent woman over all that other shit. And then suddenly they lose their ultimate power. And that's the thing. If you can diffuse the sex and beauty aspect and like be unbothered by it, be like, I'm not worried about fucking you if that's your level of personality, or if that's your level of morals, or, if you're the type of woman who thinks that's acceptable, I wouldn't want to fuck you anyway. So like, go away from me. You're disgusting to me right now. I've lost all respect for you. I don't find you attractive anymore. Move on. I'm going to find someone else. I swear to God, she will call you about 400 times per day. And if she doesn't because her ego's too big, she'll never forget you. I've had that as well, like years later, women messaging you or follow, like you go on your Instagram story and there's girls from 10 years ago still fucking following you. I've moved all the lights inside because it's going to rain tonight. They just all went off. That looks really nice, actually. I might have to get some like lanterns in here. But yeah, that's the moral of the story, guys. You've got to have some respect for yourself. And it's not game, it's not being a dick. You shouldn't just randomly say it to a woman as well. You shouldn't just randomly bring it up and be like, you haven't made me a sandwich in 3 weeks, so fuck you, get out of the house, right? Because that's abuse. Like, you shouldn't be doing it that way. Sadly, I actually think that would really work because that's the state of females in this generation. But that's abuse, that's mental abuse, domestic abuse, whatever. You shouldn't be doing that, okay, guys? But you should call a woman out on her bullshit when it merits it. You know, like, come on, up your game. Like, you would hold your friends to the same standards. If it was your brother, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, kid? Like, up your game. Why have you just done that? That's terrible. So when it comes to the woman that you're with, it should be the exact same standards. Like, she shouldn't be different because she's got a vagina. And the thing is, every other guy lets her get away with murder. They all do. So as soon as you're the one guy that's like, no, hang on a minute, well, you become like the father figure, like I said, because her dad doesn't want to fuck her. Hopefully, some of them do, weirdos. But her dad has always been the one guy that she respects because he's like, well, I'm not trying to fuck you. I don't care, like, you're wearing a short skirt, whatever. You're my daughter. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't say that. But he's at a point where he's just like, that's unacceptable. You know, he will shout down at her. He'll talk her down. He'll call her out on her bullshit. That's not good enough. When you're the other guy that does that, and it's not, you know, you're not faking it. Like I said, this is just, it's just basics of being a man and having good, strong morals and respect for yourself, right? And when you deploy that, you show so much masculinity and so many traits of like a father figure. She can't help but respect you. And then you got all these women chasing you because they're like, well, he's one of a kind. He actually, you know, values me on more than just, oh, she's got a vagina, he wants to fuck me. And it's, like I said, respect for yourself and she'll respect you. It's a very easy game, guys. And you don't need to come up with game or anything like that. You just need to do what you normally do with other men. Do you know what I mean? Or other people in life. Like, I don't like what you did there. That's disrespectful. I don't care how beautiful you are. I'm willing to lose the pussy in exchange for retaining my respect. You know, I've got to retain that respect for myself. If I let you get away with this, I'd feel like less of a man. That alone, right there, gets you pretty much any woman you want, okay? You add a bit of muscle as well, so you actually look like a full-grown man. It's too easy at that point, okay?